Okay guys, here we are. We've joined our friendly league. We're going to go ahead and test this deck out. We'll start by trying to find an opponent. I will say this, I am not much of a Magic Online player. I play paper primarily. My experience with Magic Online is very limited. I tend to time out a lot. I tend to misclick every once in a while, and I tend to punt often. So that being said, we're really just trying to see what the deck does, see whether its draws will compete in a game of Standard Magic, especially the meta game that it is right now, the way that it is right now. So that's about it. I play paper mostly. But the thing is, with my job schedule, it's hard for me to make it to my LGS all that often, so I'm looking at Magic Online just as a way to play a little bit more Magic and get some more games in, get a little bit more experience in, and there's no doubt that it is the best way to improve your gameplay. I can already tell just from the few matches that I've played how the way that I think about a match is just a little bit tighter. So we're gonna go ahead and join, and we'll see how it goes. We did not win the die roll, which is not very surprising. And we get a hand that is pretty much unkeepable. This is the problem with the deck. Sometimes you end up with hands like this that just they don't do anything. We need at least 2 lands, and we really need an Explorer creature. So we're gonna mulligan this. We have 4 lands, something to do on 3. Hopefully we can scry into something to do on 2 or 1. And but we got all our colors, and we're gonna try and keep it anyways. We'll see what we're up against. Branchwalker is exactly what we want. And that's a card that we can deploy on 2 and hopefully dig us into some action or more lands if we need it, depending on whether we find some 5-drops that we need to play. So we're gonna go ahead and get it started. Let's see here. Oh boy. Rootbound Crag basically means the red-green monsters deck. Not a great matchup for me, I don't think. We're going to go ahead and play this Fetid Pools. We'll pass the turn back to him. I got to imagine something's coming down here. It's either going to be an Earthshaker Kenra, a Resilient Kenra, something to do on 2. Probably has some removal too. He'll kill our Branchwalker. That is completely fine. That's the idea of the Explore creatures, is that you get to play them. If they eat a removal spell, they go to the graveyard. Hopefully you can flash them back with Scarab God or Liliana later. So let's see what he's doing. What does he choose to do here? Probably a Branchwalker. Nope. Oh, different deck. So this is going to be the Ghalta Carnage Tyrant Regisaur Alpha deck. And we might be in some big trouble. They get going a whole lot faster. Luckily we have some removal, so hopefully we can disrupt them a little bit. So we'll go ahead and play out this Blooming Marsh. We'll play out our Branchwalker. Right now I'm not looking for another land. If I get it, great, but I wouldn't mind having something to do. Another Vraska's Contempt. So that doesn't do anything against Carnage Tyrant. It does very little against Regisaur Alpha. It's great against Ghalta. Let's put it on top. We'll see how it goes. I really have never played against this matchup before, so you know, he could be playing a white land next, and Sakama's coming out or something. I really don't know what's going on. God bless a friendly league. Okay, so he's on to Regisaur Alpha next turn. We can trade for the smaller half of it, the little dinosaur, but hopefully we can slow him down a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Flashing back its Regisaur Alpha with Scarab God would be fantastic. Another Jadelight. Gives us something. It's just not enough. We're going to put it in our graveyard. And we drew a land. So we'll go ahead and attack with our dude. Can't imagine he's going to block. And we'll see this hasty 3/3 trampled dinosaur that we're going to have to deal with. The key, I think, is to disrupt him a little bit. We obviously can't let this dude stick around. Ghalta is going to be a big deal if we do. He can cast it, I'm sure, as early as next turn if we're not careful. So if he gives me opportunity to trade with the little dinosaur, I will. Not really interested in trading against Regisaur. Or I can't even trade against Regisaur. Okay, I really don't mind losing the Jadelight. So we'll trade it up with the dinosaur. We're going to take 4. Take him off that bit of power. Probably play this Chupacabra this turn. Kill that Regisaur, and just we're trying to keep his power down. Basically, is all it is. We really don't want him to get Ghalta. If he gets Carnage Tyrant, then God help us. That's all I can say. Go ahead and beat in with this guy. Really not worried about using him to block. Chupacabra can chump, and we can flash him back for a little bit more value than what we're getting out of the Branchwalker. So we're gonna pass and see. 5 cards in hand. He's just gotta have a ton to do. Hopefully it's little stuff. Hopefully it's lower on the curve. Maybe some removal. Like I said, I really don't mind about any of my dudes dying. What I really care about is Ghalta and Carnage Tyrant, and Zakama if he has him. There's Carnage Tyrant, so that's trouble. And don't think we're going to block this turn. There's nothing really. Saving a couple of points of damage isn't going to do very much. We can play the Scarab God and present some sort of defense against him. Let's see. Let's just read this guy to make sure. Can't be countered. He's got hexproof. He's got trample. So the only way we're going to be able to do anything against him is to trade with him in combat. And that means playing the Scarab God. Probably has some number of struggle to survive in his deck to deal with the Scarab God, but you just can't beat everything. I don't know what you want me to do. There's this thing. So we're just going to deal with it however we can. Maybe I'll play another one, because that'd be good. Oh, Register Alpha? Oh, okay. Just nothing but gas. Probably give his Register Alpha haste and go ahead and swing on in. That's going to get some damage in. Because we can't block everything. Oh, it's just gonna go ahead and fight it, huh? Okay, well, GG's, because we're fixing to die. Vraska's Contempts, not good against Register Alpha, just because it leaves the token behind. Not good against Carnage Tyrant, because we can't even target it. And we're going to get beat down. But the deck did function, so we did make our land drops. We were able to cast our 5-drop. We were able to interact. We, killed a Register Alpha and the token it created. Just not quite ready for something like this. And I'm not sure that we are after sideboard either. So let's see here. He got us. He got us. What do we even have? The Carnage Tyrants of our own. Essence Scatter is okay. Obviously, it doesn't deal with the Carnage Tyrant, but it will deal with Register Alpha, which is also a problem. Negate, Duress. Don't know how much we want of that. Duress is not bad. I don't mind having something else to do on one. Just having these fatal pushes. Seems like we need to start interacting a little bit earlier than what we're doing. So in that case, we're gonna drop some cards out of here. Scrapheap Scrounger is an easy cut. We are not the aggressor in this matchup. So he can come on out. And if I had to take out one more thing, don't want to cut my low stuff because it's going to give me my land, so really we're just looking at this stuff up here. It could be that it's a Liliana. And we'll try it like that. We're going to be on the play this time. Not sure that this is going to matter all that much, if I'm just being honest. Alright, so we got something to do on 1, 2, and 3, hopefully. So we're going to keep this, even though we have no power. Hopefully the Seekers Squire can find us some action. I'm going to go ahead and play this Drowned Catacomb first. It's the only come into play tap land that we have in our hand, as long as we sequence our lands correctly. And we'll see what he's got. Chances are he's not going to play anything on 1. I don't know what they would play on 1. Yeah, just a tap land. So Fatal Push not being played this turn. We drew another land. We're going to hold on to that one. That's definitely something that we might cycle away later. We'll go ahead and play this Blooming Marsh. Play the Seekers Squire. Not too worried about what he plays this turn. Really more worried about what he's going to play next turn. Vraska's Contempt. My problem with keeping this is that we just are not winning this game. Our 2-3 is not going to win us the game. I'm going to put it in the graveyard. And we'll pass over to him. He's got us on the clock by a couple of minutes. Honestly, I'm trying to talk through my plays with y'all, so clock is going to be an issue pretty much every game of this series. There's the Huntmaster. That's fine. We get to Fatal Push that. We can also hold up Essence Scatter this turn. I don't know what he's going to play on 3 that I really need to hold up Essence Scatter, so we might just go ahead and Branchwalker. See what we can dig into. Another Branchwalker. I mean, we can win with a bunch of idiots. So we're looking at keeping up Essence Scatter if he doesn't play anything good this turn. So Branchwalker kind of fills the curve. All right, so we'll actually put that on top. We'll Fatal Push this guy. Maybe. Go to combat. Swing on with the Dork. Not sure what he can play on 3 that I really need to be worried about, so that's why I didn't bother leaving up Essence Scatter this turn. I thought about it. If the Huntmaster had lived, we might be facing down something. I forget what the 4-drop dinosaur is. And whenever you deal damage to it, it draws a card, but that would be something I'm assuming is in his deck. Drew our Branchwalker, we'll go ahead and play it. Rhonas, eh? I don't mind Rhonas. We're gonna have to pump our creatures in order to turn him on, but he has Death Touch, which is a good answer to the Carnage Tyrant. This is one of my concerns about playing this deck. It's cute, right? Like, you've got the Explore creatures, you got all this synergy. The power level is not there. It's not there compared to other decks in the format, like Grixis, obviously, like red-green. Okay, so can't Essence Scatter that. We're going to see. So it can kill one of our guys, I guess, and we'll kill it with the other guy, so not too worried about it. I built a deck that was very similar to this, so I think it's funny. Probably not going to play Rhonas this turn. I really want to leave this Essence Scatter up for Regisaur Alpha, and we'll just go ahead and attack Samut. Samut, whatever her name is. Yeah, I built a deck that was similar to this. I like to play Rhonas in it. I played Heart of Kirin. I thought that the synergy between Rhonas, Heart of Kirin, Regisaur Alpha, all of which had synergy with Galta, was very cute. My problem was, which my opponent may be feeling, is that when you just didn't have a board presence, your deck didn't seem like it did anything. Don't have any value in the graveyard yet. We'll go ahead and play Rhonas out there. I can tell you, so let's go ahead and get this attack in. So I played red-green monsters at GP Memphis. I tweaked the deck a little bit to be better against to be better against mono red, which I thought there would be a lot of, which there was. You didn't see it in the top 8, but the room was full of it. Most of my losses ended up coming to it, even though I slid 4 Death Gorge Scavengers into my deck. Hopefully, you know, exiling it, or Shaker Kenra, or gaining me a couple of life, and blocking and trading for something else, like a removal spell. Anyways, it didn't end up working out, but one thing I did cut was Rhonas out of the main deck, because Rhonas is not that great against mono red, in my opinion. He is more of an aggressive card. I like him better against the control decks. This we're going to go ahead and Essence Scatter. And in my last round, I played against another player on Green Red Monsters, and he had Rhonas, and it was extremely difficult for me to deal with. So hopefully he's extremely difficult for this player to deal with. Let's try and find some action. I need a Scarab God or something. I like the interaction between Rhonas and Scarab God. Essence Scatter is cool. My opponent has something this turn. I don't know what we're going to do about it, but with no cards in hand, I'm not sure there's anything we could do about it. So we've got our opponent to 5. That's good. I still don't feel confident in this matchup. There are several spells he can play here that's going to be hard for us to deal with. It's like he's tapping out for one of them right now. What is this? Forerunner of the Empire. You can search for a dinosaur, put that on top. Okay. Not too concerned about that. We can give our guy some trample, but at least he let me read it. So that was nice of him. Go back to sideboard. He's going to be on the play. Is there anything we want to trade out? I think Carnage Tyrant can trade with Carnage Tyrant. My problem is his comes out a lot quicker than ours does. Ours is very slow and mopey, 1 land a turn. He is ramping with the Huntmaster, and God knows what else he's got going on in there. Still might be right. Don't know how he deals with this. And being on the draw, it might just be that, you know, I'm not really concerned about him running over us the way that his deck has performed so far. I'm more concerned with what we can do on the top end. So, might cut a Vraska's Contempt. So far, I haven't seen anything that it's really good against. I'm assuming that he is playing some cards that it's good against, but don't really know. Might cut a Fatal Push too. And we're down to 60. We'll try it. You like that, adding the 6-drop Carnage Tyrant and cutting low drops so that we can squeeze it in, right? This is another example of a hand that we can't play. So we'll mulligan that. Not good, but we got a scry. Hopefully we can find something to do a little bit earlier. We do like Essence Scatter. We like the 5 drops. Seekers Squire is perfect. Let's see what he does. Can't imagine he has a 1 green spell to play. With his Fetid Pools. So we've got 13 minutes left on our clock, which is plenty for a third game, I would imagine. He's got the Hunt Master. Maybe we find a removal spell here. Wouldn't be too bad. It's not a removal spell. So let's see if we can dig into one. Chupacabra is a removal spell. It's not anything we can do next turn, but we might just hold up Essence Scatter. If he plays third land, then the fourth land, then Hunt Master would get him to Registrar Alpha during that turn, so we will see. Again, this deck that we're playing against is kind of the polar opposite of our deck. So our deck is, we're just trying to get consistency. What he's trying to do is just pure power level. There's not much more you can do that's more powerful than putting like whatever, what is it, 8 power with Registrar Alpha on turn 4. And then getting the Carnage Tyrant 7/6, which is hard for a lot of decks to deal with. It's hard for my deck to deal with. That's why I play them in the sideboard, so that it's hard for other people's decks to deal with. Let's see what he's going to go for. I mean, maybe he plays around the, yeah, well, that's not playing around my counterspell. That's pretty tough, actually. Gonna give his guy double strike. Alright, so we're taking 2. It's gonna be hard to deal with. So I can Chupacabra and take out his Hunt Master, which might actually keep him off of Carnage Tyrant for a little bit. Not sure what we would do against Carnage Tyrant, which is the question of the day. Somebody could then -2, killing our Chupacabra, dropping to 3 loyalty, and then what do we do? Not entirely sure, but I don't know that I can let him just Carnage Tyrant this turn, so we'll see. I mean, Chupacabra is not that good against Registrar Alpha. It's not that good against Carnage Tyrant. It might have been the cut, but just that it's a body and being able to flash back, I like it. Gotta imagine someone's gonna go ahead and kill this Chupa. There's Registrar Alpha. And that decision may have just cost us the game. I don't know though. I mean, it could have easily been that he does have a Carnage Tyrant in hand. We might have been screwed either way. Vraska's Contempt would be great. We need to do something. It's probably going to be the Scarab God. It's the most powerful thing we can do. We can't really counter Carnage Tyrant anyways. Doesn't line up that great against these creatures with double strike, but I mean, at least we'll get it back to our hand. What does Samut's last ability do? Search the library for 2 creature and planeswalker cards, put them on the battlefield, and then shuffle. That'll probably be game ending. So if he attacks here, I end up having to block. I really have no way to attack the Samud. At which point he'll be able to ultimate, and I can't imagine that I can beat 2 Carnage Tyrants. So it might be that I just let this come on through. This little dinosaur, I say it's little, it's a 3/3 double strike, trample haste, little bad boy. Let's see. Let's swing him with both of them, eh? So I can't really take both of that. I'm gonna go ahead and block. If he abrades it, I'm gonna feel really dumb. Abrades my Scarab God, I mean. Post combat. Okay, well, or you can do it now, in the middle of combat. Maybe he doesn't have anything to play, and I can pressure this Samud a little bit. Okay. So we can control this a little bit. It's not good though. It's not good. Let's see if this Chupa's actually going to hit this Samud first before we decide to do anything else. Could be that he's got another removal spell in hand. Okay. So it probably doesn't have a removal spell, or he would have used it there. Well, seeing as how he has no cards in hand, I guess that's... Pay attention, Mike. Pay attention. Still can't cast this Glyph Keeper. He's going to give this dinosaur trample and double strike, which either way we go about it, it's not going to be good for our Scarab God, but I think that's the only play we've got. Maybe draw a land. He's got the Hatch Up Oasis going too. It's not going to be good for us either way. Things are going poorly. In case you were wondering. We have a Scarab God. Our opponent has a dinosaur token, and things are looking real bad. Real bad. Pumping it up. Yep. Sack the Oasis. So makes it a 6/6 double strike trampler. That means that we're dead, I think. I do believe that means we're dead. I can do it anyways. Oh, just a fatal push would have been so good. God bless. GG's opponent. The dude definitely does abide. So that's one of the problems I'm worried about with this deck. It's just the power level on the top end. Scarab God is extremely powerful. The rest of the stuff that we're doing leading up to it is not all that much. If our opponent can invalidate a Scarab God by putting a 6/6 double strike trampler or a Godfarer's Gift or a Glorybringer or something on the board, we're gonna have a tough time dealing with it. But we will fight the good fight in round 2, and thanks for watching. My name's right here, and you can follow me right down here on Twitter. And thanks a lot.